Hey guys, excuse the pause, just gotta find some calibration to what I need to say. There's a bit of a vlog that's right out of my comfort zone because I don't even like having pictures taken of me, let alone videoing myself, but I need to get this channel rolling, step out of the comfort zone because of how beneficial it is to get the knowledge I'm about to provide out to the general public in regards to my personal experience in this physical experience, and a reflection of our physical reality and how much is imposed on by a fictitious reality, subjective field. And there's a lot of information out there already about it, but it has a limited perception, and I've gone to great depths to establish detail on a broad spectrum to be able to explain it better. And it's helped me physically now on a huge scale, and now gained control of my own individual vibration, and how much intelligence you can gain from actually being an independent sovereign. We all have that sovereign right, but there's no real information or knowledge out there on how to establish sovereignty, and there's good reason for that. It's because sovereignty is sovereignty. It's independent, authentic, individual, instead of being a member of society. So there'll be pauses and random breaks, but there's a lot going on in the world today when it comes to technology and law and perceptions of law and jurisdictions and countries and flags, and there's a lot of information out there, and we've all been educated into it with a limited perception to what it really is, the foundation of it. There's a lot of intelligent people in history, and they left a system behind for us to grow up into, be educated up into, to not necessarily operate, but run it with a limited perception, from a physical aspect. And I've got to speak of a lot of subjects, a lot of topics over the next few weeks, months. I can speak non-stop for years and still not touch the sides, so there's a lot to take in regards to it. But there's a lot of what I know now that a lot of the world is waiting and been waiting for a very long time to hear. And I've been sitting back, voluntarily, but in a suppressed, or imposed suppressed realm. I've been silenced, more or less. General society, especially in the small circle of what I socialise within, can't comprehend any of it. So I've gone off on my own, by myself, and reverted back to natural law, natural creation, simply because, 7 years ago, I had a systematic experience that overstood its boundaries illegally and unlawfully, imposed on my well-being, turned my life upside down, spat me out like I was worth nothing. I chose to defend myself, question the authority of it because of the illegal acts and how it happened, and then I just seen one fuck up, excuse my language, one pitfall after another throughout the legal field when it comes to criminal activity. And so I decided to represent self and defend myself and see what comes of it. And a lot happens. And other realms behind the scenes, when I questioned the authority of the courts and the system, I had a lot of mental, intellectual tormenture, scares and manipulation happen to me when it comes to me questioning and challenging. All of a sudden things start acting out of character, and there's a lot of truth behind it when you actually stand up and stick up for yourself. But when it comes to the history of the system and what it does and organises and how it runs, it's very criminal, very unlawful, and goes against human nature in every way possible. And it's stabilising and getting worse at the same time. So there's a universal law, balance. It's fundamental, can't be any other way. You know, if something goes bad, something goes good, to counteract it. It keeps on going. And so when I did this, I had no one to help me, no one understood my experience. I started going through a spiritual awakening at the same time, and like massive spiritual awakening, like prophecy. So I'm not religious, I'm not qualified, I'm just a genuine human being doing my best in this existence. And I mean, shit on for it, like massive. So I decided to go out of the system completely. I left everything. I lost everything at the same time. But I wanted to be sovereign, off-grid, out. Left banks, left everything. Started questioning banks, wanted to get some money out of the bank that I was entitled to. I busted a contract. It's a scheme contract. And I busted it clear, and gave them a bit of a fright. Instead of honouring it, because I broke it, they trespassed me from the bank instead. So I started seeing heaps of truths when I started questioning the authority of things, especially in the legal field. And same with the court system, the police force. Well, there's a division between the public sector, the private sector, and government being in private sector. You just can't get through to that. So I just put them in the bottom of the barrel at the same time too. And once again, we've been stuck in a practice of law, that being the legal field. Secondary legislation is the biggest parasite on this planet, and it's fictitious acts, and it's all run under the Crown unlawfully. It was illegal for it to even happen the way it has, because it doesn't actually have the authority to exercise it the way that it does, unless you are a legal entity. I don't want to fixate on this one area just yet straight away, but this is what's coming out. There's been a lot of different realms intellectually that have been imposing and twisting and manipulating my direction, so I don't bring this information out. But I'm not going to let what I see going on in physical reality, at this present moment, continue on going like this. There's just no way. I've got enough understanding, foundation, and my own personal authentic behaviour that I'm now confident enough to take this on and push hard and see how far it goes. I know it is going to go far because, like I said earlier, I'm going through a spiritual awakening and prophecy. So when I developed the prophecy, this has been able to not predict but experience and feel future existences. And when these came about, I also managed to pretty much get acquainted with a curse as well. So you become prophet, get a curse. It's just, wrong, good thing. It's just balance. And I've had this curse thing, suppress me, push me into silence for 7 years. I've been going through this in silence by myself. No one knows I'm doing this to this degree. And I'm slowly starting to make the decision to bring it out into physical reality. by starting up a channel and just letting it go loose. You know, I want to start in respect of the country that I'm in, sovereign country, sovereign state, New Zealand. It's my country, and but when it comes to this fictitious sense of law that's been exercised in processing humanity, you know, there's a lot of ins and outs to it, and I've got a lot to speak of it, but I want to try and keep the videos short as possible and keep pumping them out just so I can get them out quicker. I'm on limited resources. I say this is me and my phone. Say I hit rock bottom. Proud of it. You know, I lost everything. But to get out of the system, you can't be anything to do with the system. So, other than my phone, you know, being prepaid. When it comes to contracts and stuff, you know, I left all contracts, banks, everything. I'm a builder, good with my hands, do a lot of stuff. I work for cash. It's actually an honest living. And I'm off grid. You know, I got a simple setup, but I'm private and run on solar, so I don't have no bills. Because of the spirituality that I'm going through and the experience that I'm going through, I can't exactly put too much effort into my external physical work. You know, I can't do 40, 50 hours a week. It just sucks the life out of you. I'm out of balance, and then I'm putting my spirituality as second best, and that's just not honouring purpose by doing that. So I just do 15, 20 hours a week, enough to get by. Simple living, said very limited resources, but you know, this channel is going to start shaping up. Excuse me, slipping wet. Yep, I lost my train of thought now. Yeah, this channel is going to start shaping up over a very broad spectrum of subjects that will all start making sense. And as much as everyone's on the like a time lineal spectrum of understanding things, you know, it's going to start branching into a quantum understanding, quantum thought. I go through quantum experiences that help me develop a better way of explaining things. At the same time, like I said, I'm out of my comfort zone right now just by doing this, because I don't usually video myself at all. I don't like cameras, excuse me. But I'm natural as. I won't edit my videos. I said the footage and stuff will be rough as guts, but I'm not a cameraman either. You know, something I'm not experienced in. You know, the words that I speak of, I am experienced in. I speak from an experienced perception instead of an educated perception. Now, I'm not qualified. I left school at 15 because I thought it was a joke. Turns out it's right. A lot of people will be offended by that, but I can't help you if you're offended by that. It's totally up to you. As I speak on, start understanding that there's another level of intelligence out there, and you don't have to be educated to get it. It's establishing your sovereignty, your independence. Just so society, the waves of society, the vibration of society, more like the frequency of society, doesn't have an influence on your background. You know, it's taken a long time for me to get out of it and break that frequency. But at the same time, there's a lot of fields out there that don't want me to do this, because the power of it, I can undo thousands of years worth of work of manipulating and conditioning us into a way of being where we can be controlled and regulated, with still having a perception that we're making our own decisions. And it gets pretty intricate, complex. There's a lot of ground to cover. But the people out there that are into spirituality, quantum physics, awakenings, code law, astronomy, you know, the universe, you know, one way or another, we're all into it. You know, we're all part of it. It's just what catches your attention and how you perceive it. as I say, I'm out in nature at the moment. This is a fundamental balance. It's also very wet and boggy, that's why I'm slipping over. But when I went against the legal field in the system, I wanted my sovereignty, but I didn't want it through the system. I wanted it through natural law, you know. So I've gone back to nature. Natural laws and nature, you know. We were living in this kind of environment, you know, excuse my camera work, you know, long before we were in cities. You know, I like cities, towns, I like being social, I like heaps about modern day. But it doesn't mean we have to sit subject to the understandings of the laws within it, because once again it's still a written perception, and the people representing it and exercising it, you know, it's a snaky wormhole on how it operates, but none of them created it. You know, they're educated into a limited perception of it, and then they exercise it subjectively. It has no standing, no actual real authority. It's an act of. And the difference between practice and exercise is two totally different things. You can't exercise a practice without breaking the law, unless you convince the people involved in it that it is real law, and titles and representatives and authority and signatures, and there's a lot there. But there's also a lot of jurisdictions that I'm going to walk straight through and speak out that normal humans, normal society can't do. It's not natural because of the societal way. It's the program, the matrix, and people call it the matrix, people call it the machine. You know, there's a lot of perceptions out there on it. So I've been battling with it for 7 years. Heavy manipulation, very heavy manipulation. Trying to reprogram my perception on the way I see things, but because of the act that happened that was so illegal and so unlawful, and it destroyed my life and well-being that much, it twisted my chemistry in my body, in my well-being, you know, in my mind, my entire understanding of existence, so strong that I could never go back. You know, there's no way I'll sit in suppression to a system that has corruption in it. You know, simple as that. Especially the way it was done. I say, I'm, you know, not religious. I wasn't spiritual. I had this experience that was traumatizing, and I started coming into a spiritual awakening because I wanted to find out the truth. So the only way I've had any inner sense is my intuition. Few spiritual visitors that have been very helpful. They don't interfere at all. Actually, they a couple of messages that have come through that have been very important in regards to my heritage and my bloodline. And this is also why the system. I'm speaking from another form of realm here. This isn't exactly physical understanding. No one in the physical can comprehend this. But you know, there's a lot of frequencies or energies out there trying to stop me from expressing this truth because of the strength of who I am, and the authenticness from it. I've established that I have a very strong energy signature, far beyond the legal realm, and learning to express it now is the most important part. And I said, this video, I'm going to put it out because it's all over the show, it's up and down, but I don't care. I want to get the ball rolling, because otherwise I've said another 6 months of resistance, and there's just no need for that. There's a high possibility now that I've sort of broken the ice on it, that I'll pump out half a dozen, 10, 15 videos today. I had a lot to speak about, so I want to keep this one reasonably short. Doesn't really have to be any order you watch these videos in, there's a lot that people won't understand, but I'm going to go off into heaps of different subjects and topics that sort of got nothing to do with what I've just spoken about as well, especially when it comes to the universe, astrology. And so there's a lot of different practices out there. Excuse me. Different practices out there that I have interest in. I respect the work for what it is. I don't take it as my own. There's a lot of code work out there. It's very accurate, very precise if you use it the right way. And this is what's also given me a lot of confidence in being able to come out with this, because code work moves into precision, absolute precision. And there's the darker side of history. It's that laid out some rules, forms of rules. The best way to stop beating around the bush is witchcraft. Spiritual nasty. It's disgusting, hideous. A lot of confusion, a lot of manipulation, and it's been in our well-being for a very long time. You know what I mean? A very long time. It's the mistakes, the distortion, the inaccurate, the fuck-ups, the accidents, the wrongdoings is all because of this witchcraft field, but it also stems into a lot more that I won't go into just yet. I can pinpoint it, and I've been in higher realms and already taken it out on multiple levels in order to get my strength and ability to speak fluently against it without it contradicting me, messing with my head. So I contradict myself, make it sound stupid. I pretty much had to master a field of reality I was completely naive to, but at the same time I've been constantly battling with it as a form of mind manipulation. And there's also a lot of others out there that are going through the same field, the same struggles that I've gone through. So as well as this is helping other people rise above it, we are better than we're perceived to be. As a natural part of creation, we've been highly undervalued in respects to what and who we are, and our potentials, and the potentials in our environment, due to this witchcraft and other universal forces. So I still call them fictitious, because all of it's subjective. Still fields of grey areas. I don't have complete answers. This is why I always speak of this as my truth, my knowledge. My truths will expand and twist and change, but I've got a foundation, right? I'm not going to contradict myself blatantly, but the more I experience, the better answers I get. And I've been building my truth in the quantum field, pretty much is the best way to explain it. Expanding consciousness, mind, and what I've put off for so long is my physical well-being, because the importance of the spirituality and the intellectual realms that I've been working in. I let myself go physically, completely. Spent 90% of the day, every day, just inside my head, constantly battling manipulation, perceptions, and struggle, and heartache, and pain, and a lot of trauma. But at the same time, when I was in the highs, the spiritual experiences, just with a smile, just I'd never do it any other way. And just no regrets. I love my experience even more now. I've got the strength to be able to start expressing it. So, what I have run through my intellect on a daily basis is pure divine, pure magical. It's been able to get the vibration of my physical body, to be able to get that vibration up high enough to be able to transcend, to be able to express it from a physical point of view, instead of being stuck in my head in silence. I haven't had the vibration physically to be able to express it properly. I say this is still a bit jittery. I'll get better and faster and more fluent, and a far higher degree of intelligence as my vibration goes up. But I've got to get this video out to get the ball rolling. I'm going to start pumping out heaps of them and see what comes of it. But yeah, I'm going to cut this one off now and start another one soon, just so they don't take too long to upload, because I'm on prepay, not Wi-Fi or anything. And yeah,